Hey guys, how's it going? Noah with Vickers Pressure Wash. Sorry if I'm seeming a little tired. I just got back from working all day. But we're going to do a video talking about the Mondos, the mini Mondos and the Mondos. I know we already got one video, but we may be deleting that one. But basically, we was having issues with both of them striping in the middle, so it wasn't getting a good clean. And they came with, sorry, I'm gonna get this ant off Ashley's foot.
Thanks. I'm also being bit by gnats.
Florida, everything bites you.
Oh my gosh.
But so it was striping in the middle, and the tips that came with it were just the regular mag nozzles. And I was like super frustrated. Was doing a couple huge jobs and wasn't able to use them. I had to end up using my 20-inch surface cleaner, which defeats the purpose of spending thousands of dollars on equipment. So I got a blister on my finger I'm like dealing with. But so basically after, I mean, it was months, right? Like it was a while.
Well, you did that really long driveway in Tennessee, and we had done the unboxing video, and that was like the next day. And then we were like, what is going on? And you kept going over it, and we were like, what is the deal? Then you did that big church parking lot in Florida, and then it was not working at all, and you had to break out the 20-inch.
Yeah, so basically Heath Phelps was doing a live with the Whisper Wash guy, and he said not to use the mag nozzles, to use the iMag nozzles. That's what they're when they're testing the products or whatever. Sorry, I was letting that truck go by. When they're testing the products at Whisper Wash, they use the iMag nozzles, and what that does is it gives a little wider spray, so it fills in that gap in the middle that you're seeing. And then also it sprays a little bit, I think he says a little bit higher of a PSI than a normal nozzle, so it does do a little bit better of a cleaning. I noticed not in the middle, but overall length, it does really good with the cleaning. And so went from like wanting to throw it in the trash to like, oh, I love it. So our mini Mondo we do for a lot of residential, unless it's a big huge driveway or something, then we'll do the Mondo.
You don't want to do that. You don't like the 48 if it's got a lot of turns, because usually you have the two Siamese together, the 8 and the 8.5 gallon a minute put together, and that's when you do the 1/2 inch with the 48.
Yeah, and it gets like
heavy.
It's heavy.
And so I don't help him with that.
If you got like commercial gas station or something, you're golden. It's like sweet because you can just pull it all out, and you don't have so much, you're battling with. I think Heath said that his 10 gallon a minute does great with the Mondo at 3/8 hose. I don't know. I don't have a 10 gallon a minute to try that out with.
Yeah, we're either doing just an 8 by itself with a 31-inch and a 3/8 hose.
Yeah.
Or we're doing the two Siamese at 16.5 gallons a minute.
We got an 8.5 and an 8 by itself, so you're either doing one of those.
Yeah. But I don't really help much with holding the hoses and stuff like that. So if you're going to be doing the 1/2 inch hose with a 48-inch Mondo, you should probably have a helper.
For sure. If you have a helper, I mean, it's different, but I mean, still with residential, I wouldn't. I mean, you're better. I did a pretty large driveway the other day with the mini Mondo, and it went by pretty quick. The homeowner was like sitting there just like in amazement, just like, oh wow, that's so nice.
Yeah. And we have a couple big jobs. Daddy's doing a video. We have a couple big jobs coming up where
we have 5 kids, so they're always getting in the videos.
Yeah. So we have a couple jobs coming up that are going to be like just big flat work jobs. So yeah. I guess I will be helping him with holding the hoses at that time.
I'll have Joe helping me, some guy.
Yeah, we are in the process of hiring, but we don't like to have a lot of people working for us. We'd rather keep the team smaller, because we also have a rental company, and that keeps us busy a lot also.
Like knowing that the quality of work that we're pushing out is superb.
Yeah, we don't want a whole bunch of people that are just making messes and you don't know who's causing the mess. We'd rather have a small team and pay them better.
And that's why we have the setup that we do.
Yeah, everything we buy is designed to be like less staff. Also, then that adds a lot more expenses to the business.
Yeah.
If you hear chicken, we have chickens.
Ashley likes chickens.
We have chickens.
I heard a chicken lady.
Okay.
We got a chicken wanting attention.
So
basically, to connect the two, I just Siamese together. Well, let me restart. So with each pressure washer, I have 2 different unloaders. I have the baby's out. I have the pressurized unloader.
Okay, here, take the.
Show you here. So I have the pressurized unloader. It's like a VR something 3. It looks like VRT3. I don't know. But anyways, just a basic pressure unloader. And then I have my K73 unloader, which is like the non-pressurized. So basically, that right there just keeps pressure in the line all the time. That's good for when you're Siamesing the 2 machines together. You want to do that. But when I'm just regular spraying, I'm just using the K73, so that way it's not got. Basically, when you let your hand off the gun, it's not stiff anymore. Your hose goes like limp, so there's no pressure in it. And then the good thing with that also is if you're using your gun a lot or whatever, you don't, whenever it's pressurized and you hit your gun, you're gonna get like that kickback or whatever. But whenever it's not pressurized, it just gradually, when you pull the trigger, it just gradually comes on. So it's really nice. And it's good too for if you're surface cleaning like residential driveways, because whenever you know, you don't want to start it at a high pressure with it sitting still. I always try to like move my surface cleaner whenever I'm going, so that way you don't get that like circle ring mark that some people do. So that right there allows you to like pull the trigger and then start walking, because it's a slow, gradual like build up of pressure, which I mean, it's not like, it doesn't take like seconds, it's like pretty quick, but it doesn't give you a burst of pressure. But anyways, so there's my T. Connects to my 1/2-inch whip line, which connects over to my 1/2-inch hose.
Camera, you're being all like shaky.
I'm not a camera person.
I know. Let me
Let
me take over the camera.
I'm not a video person.
Notice
or
the skill here. See how it's all.
And then just that way everybody knows, if Ashley's ever talking because I'm not talking, or I'm saying something and she's talking, it's just, I hate doing this type of stuff with videos.
Oh, please.
I'm not good at videos. Sorry. Let me rephrase.
He's like,
but
she not a camera person.
She helps remind me of things that I'm forgetting.
Okay, we interrupt each other.
Yeah.
Let's just call it as it is. We're trying to work on it, as I just interrupted you.
You interrupt. I don't interrupt.
You interrupt.
No.
You interrupt me all the time when we're not on camera.
I'm perfect.
It's okay. We're working on it. At least we know what we need to work on.
We pray daily about it.
Well, we can do a little better.
But yeah, so this one right here is the original one that I had. My 8 gallon a minute. It's a belt drive. That's a direct drive, 8.5.
And we can get a bigger pump for this.
Yeah, it's gonna cut down your PSI, but you get more gallons a minute. But it's still worth it.
So we got a quote to add all kinds of stuff onto the trailers, like a little over $5,000. And we were like, man, we're kind of not even sure if we want to keep this, because we thought of doing a flatbed truck.
Well, as you can see too, you're in Florida, and it's like you already got like rust.
Yeah.
Spots just randomly coming up.
Because we do have another trailer. It's like a 16-foot dual axle aluminum trailer, and we had thought of using that and then getting rid of this trailer and doing a skid on the, but not a skid in the back of a short bed truck. We're talking like a flat bed.
Yeah, heavy duty.
With everything on it. Yeah.
That'd be nice. But yeah.
I guess. I mean, it might be nice. We don't know. Because then we're also getting into seal coating. We've already gotten into striping. So there's been, you know, it depends on how many trucks we're going to be driving. Because if we pull a striping cargo trailer, so it's kind of tough. Do you put washing stuff on a truck and then have the striping trailer behind you?
You have your seal coat on the truck.
Yeah, do you have a seal coat tank on the truck and then the striping trailer behind you, and then a separate wash truck or wash trailer?
The good thing is we got 2 vehicles that can pull.
Yeah.
And even if we did the flatbed, you're family vehicle can pull good stuff.
When we say family van, we mean the heavy duty truck that made a baby with a luxury minivan. We got a big old Nissan 3500 SL. It sounds like a diesel. So
That sucker's a tank.
It's not a minivan, it's a mega van.
It does better pulling than my Chevy.
Yeah, it really does. So anyways, so you explained that you got the 1/2-inch hose there for the...
Like I said, it's just heavy. I don't like... Commercial, it's great. You can pull it out. I don't know if that was on this video that I said or whatever, but like residential, not so much.
There's the 48-inch Mondo.
I got to replumb my 12 volt. It crapped out this week, so I got to redo it. I got to put in another one.
We have 2 12-volt pumps systems with the manifolds, but only one's on here now, and then we have the AR 45
for it.
Yeah, we need to get the metering valves for the AR 45.
Yeah. But yeah, so yesterday what happened with me, I got where I run my water in, and I got a manifold here. So this right here takes water to my tank. This takes water to my soap. This takes water to a little spray handle here for like a little shower if you need to rinse off or whatever, or if you need to fill up a chemical tank or something with water. But so basically, silly me, I didn't realize I had my to the tank turned off. So I'm like pressure washing around the back of the house, and then it starts doing the stuttering thing. So I'm like, crap. So I just stopped it and ran off and shut my machine. But instead of like waiting forever for one line to fill up, which it fills up pretty quick because we went 3/4 inch hose and a 1-inch manifold. So I mean, it's got quite a bit of water flow that comes through it to fill it up. But I have backup, so I just went around the side of the house and pulled that one to it further, hooked up to it, and it like filled within just like a few minutes. I was at 100 gallons, so thankfully the house had great water pressure. But yeah, so I don't know what I was originally talking about. I just kind of went off on a tangent.
Well, it might be helpful to somebody who's starting out. And then you want to explain this little shindig here?
Yeah, so this is my DIY project that I did.
Gosh, I'm being bit.
I do have a video just by itself on this, and it has links. It has a link for all the products in it or whatever. So it's just a motorized 1/4 inch ball valve and a remote system, so you can turn it on and off, and that's just for downstream there.
So for people who don't know what that is, that's when you're using your pressure washer to do a light, basically like a soft wash mix, but I don't really call it soft wash because you can't control the concentration of chlorine. So it's like pressure washing.
You can't dial it in. I mean, it's still soft wash, but you just can't dial it in. So it's like you just dip your dipstick down in, so it's all dirty. Dipstick down into your chemical, and it pulls it. I think it pulls roughly around like a 1%. It could be a little bit more than that or whatever. I don't know the exact dial in, but that's what Ashley's talking about with the metering. The metering valve here, you can be like, I want 1%, I want 3%, and just precise get it in. That right there just does only the one.
Yeah, because we have 2 of these for the 12-volt pump, and then we bought the AR 45, so Noah needs to put that on, and then buy the metering valves.
That's what the top yellow hose is going to be for, is the AR. So
also
working my way to
so
that.
These 2 are Hannay reels. We do not like this stand.
Yeah, it's very wobbly.
Like when I'm following him and he's going down the road, those reels up there, they are solid, but this system,
I mean, it's on there good too. It's like,
I just don't like it. And I don't like that it's shaking like that.
You know, we should maybe put like, they have those the guides or whatever. I bet if you put guides on it, it'll help stiffen it up because it'll bring them both together. Maybe. I don't know. Let me try it and see. But these here are like solid. These Titans don't move at all.
So yeah, the quote was over $5,000 to do the welding, which we might do some of it. It just depends on which trailers we're going to stick with.
So what that's going to do is give us brackets for the surface cleaners on the sides, ladder racks for the top. So it's going to be a complete overhaul, and then a mount for the AR. It's going to be like, it's
also to hold the tanks. You were going to have things around the
gas tanks.
tanks.
Yeah.
Then it was going to have a way to lock
Yeah.
the
Gas tanks up.
and the surface cleaner stuff. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So that if we are,
That's just the mounts for the surface cleaner.
so if we're out of town, we don't have to worry about theft.
Yeah. But, sorry, I'm just kind of like thinking.
Well, anyways, that was that.
Great video.
So we're probably deleting the other video just because we both talked a lot, and I know I interrupted. And
Oh, one thing, if you ever run across the jobs that like you're like, man, I keep running. You know, this is 200 foot of spray hose on my 12 volt. So what I did was put these banjo, I think they're called like cam lever banjo adapters on. So I got an extra extension of like 50 feet there. So I got cam fittings on there. So what you do is you can just open this up, put your cam, plug that one in. It's got the same fitting as this to give your extension. It just clamps down, and then your gun end will go on the other end. Gives you an easy, quick 50 feet to add on. Of course, you want your 12 volt turned off.
Did you want to tell them about how you like that pressure wash hose, the Fierce Jet or whatever?
The double wire Fierce Jet. Yeah, that works pretty good. Like, I haven't had any issues out of it. It's really nice.
Wish they made a blue color.
Another thing I did with my Softwash hose is, it's kind of expensive. I think these swivels it's a Mosmatic or whatever, 1/2 inch swivel. But put that on there, because what happened with this line originally, it was crimping, like right there where it's always so tight, and it was a stiff connection to my gun. It was like crimping here, and it ended up cutting my rubber hose and stuff. So I went and did the swivel, and it's like, love it. Because now when you're like spraying, it's not a stiff whatever. You can literally just like, makes it nice. Hit myself in the face with it. Let's see how. No, but definitely recommend putting a swivel on the end there. Because I think most people don't do that. I think it just goes straight to the gun.
So,
but
yeah.
That's an upgrade I definitely really like.
Anything else you want to say?
I don't know.
Let's talk about God.
Yeah, so basically coming out of transition because we do the rentals and then in the summer, and then we transition over to washing in the fall. So in that transitional time frame of like rentals are dying down but trying to get picking up for pressure washing, it was like a little bit slow, or starting to get a little slow
For the rentals.
Yeah, for the rentals, but the pressure washing was
when we give
starting to pick up too.
We give it our attention at that time.
Yeah. So basically, we're like, okay, time to transition over to pressure washing now. So after a couple days in or something like that, or whatever, we just like started praying and breaking off a lot of different things, because it seems like every year we transition to pressure washing, there's something dramatic that happens.
Well, like, we will say this, we're putting in more effort now than we ever have.
Yeah.
With the pressure washing. I would almost describe it as like almost like we've had the equipment and all the stuff for like 5-6 years, maybe more, but we haven't really done it much because the rentals kept us so busy.
By the equipment, we mean like,
but like,
not this equipment.
2020, we got the dual axle trailer. We got the Softwash system. Then we got the 8 gallon a minute hose reels, electric hose reels. Then last year we went and bought like 11 grand worth at Panhandle. What'd you buy there?
Hot box, the pressure washer.
The 8.5.
8.5 gallon, the hot box.
Did you buy these
hose
Hannay reels?
Yeah.
Okay. And we bought that tank. We upgraded to a bigger tank. So, we
bought the chemical tanks too.
Yeah, the 55 gallon chemical tanks. So 2020 and 2021, we were like adding on more equipment, but we really didn't give it much attention in 2020, but we still knew a lot of information about it. We were doing some stuff, but not really going in hardcore.
Yeah.
And then last year when we were getting ready
to like go all in,
what happened?
I backed over her daughter, or I ran over her daughter with the trailer. It was very traumatic.
Yeah, it was a 24-foot heavy-duty trailer, dual axle.
That one right there.
Yeah, it's yeah. It was
It was loaded down with
metal, sheet
roofing.
metal. Yeah, so that ran over her. Basically, I thought he was gone. He thought she was inside. Something broke on the well, and he had to go get a part. And then he had to move a car because the landscaper guy called and said he was on his way. So basically, I saw my older daughter playing right outside the window. I was cleaning in the foyer with the cleaning lady, and I saw my 3-year-old walk out, but I was like, oh, well, I don't normally, like, I'm always with the kids, but I was like, well, I see her through this window right here, and I see our oldest daughter there playing with the puppy and the chickens, like 5 feet away from the window. So I was like, oh, it's totally okay. And we have a large piece of property.
I'll be right back.
So we don't have to worry about stuff. But anyways, long story short, the one time I was like, I let her go out there without me, my bad, and then we basically learned from that, like, okay, because normally we wouldn't let the kids play outside without us, right? Like, we're very careful, but we have a big piece of property, so we're not really worried about certain things, but we also have lots of dogs, which is a great safety thing for us. But anyways, I shouldn't have let her out there without me watching, and he should have had the windows down in his truck. And then, we've set some new protocols in place since then that we will always have the windows down in all vehicles when we're moving any kind of trailers around. Before, because I think we have like 9 trailers, but before we would be like, hey, daddy's moving, everybody come over here, let's go away, let's walk away. But this was just a unique situation where I just thought he was gone to Lowe's, and he thought she was inside, and he backed up in the side yard and hooked up to the trailer and was pulling out. And then anyway, she almost died. So basically we did some like major prayer. I don't know if you're a Christian or not. We are not perfect people, but we know that God is real. We love the Lord, and we prayed every kind of prayer you can pray that day. So we were like, I plead the blood of Jesus over her, and angels, come on, get to work, help us out here. Like, I don't know what I asked the angels to do, but
the kids were all crying. We're like, stop crying, start praying.
Yeah, like, we know Jesus is the healer, but we also know that there's angels, and they work.
For sure.
So anyways, that last year happened in September, same day my brother died. So crazy. But we
the same day years later, not like
yeah,
the
same day years later. So that stopped last year us from really going hardcore into the pressure washing, and it was almost 2 months of recovery for her. Like, she had like 2 crushed lungs, her back, I think she had like 10 ribs broke on one side of the back and a couple on the left, and then in her sternum she had ribs broke left and right. On her right side and left side of her ribs she had ribs broke left and right.
Horrible.
And then she broke an arm.
She's a trooper, because
she is.
There's no way I'd be like,
so
babying.
When we were getting ready to go crazy into the pressure washing, giving it all of our marketing attention, that happened.
You talk about how you had like a weird feeling, like,
oh yeah,
weeks before.
I didn't say that, but I had a really bad feeling for like at least a month.
Yeah.
That something bad was going to happen, and I don't have any anxiety issues, nothing. Like, I don't have issues like that. And I would even call my parents and his parents and be like, man, I just have a bad feeling something's going to happen. It was like almost like a sick, gut wrenching feeling. And I was like, what is it? And even a couple days before it happened, I actually talked to one of the neighbors, and I told her, and I forgot I had told her that. And then when the accident happened, we actually rushed to her house to wash our daughter because she had gotten pushed into the ground. And yeah, so she reminded me that I had told her about that feeling. It was crazy. It was like, I would definitely describe it as like a spiritual, something to try to hinder us from doing pressure washing. I'll just say it like that. I believe it was not from God. And yeah, we made a mistake by doing something, but ultimately we have noticed a pattern that it seems like things try to stop us from getting into this pressure washing hardcore.
And then towards the end of the rental season this year, like, the whole family caught COVID, everybody. And when you got 5 kids and husband and wife getting it, it's not like, a couple day time frame. It was literally like
a month.
It was like one after another.
And we got sick after her recovery.
Yeah.
So 2 months after she recovered, we got like dog sick, like pneumonia. Like Noah had pneumonia. We were doing like breathing treatments. Like even the baby was on a breathing treatment. It was crazy. And then we came right back into rental season, and we just couldn't give much attention like we had wanted to for the pressure washing. But this year we were coming. So this year we were coming into the season in August, and I was like, okay, time to transition. Rentals is over. Let's go busy with this. And basically, we were like, our kids were getting these weird sicknesses. Like one kid would have like a headache, and another kid would have something weird, and we were just like, what is going on? So then I was like, I'm just gonna pray about this, because this feels like something is just trying to stop us from pressure washing. Well, as soon as I prayed like hardcore, it broke, and it was like a floodgate opened. And now we're in it. We're going hardcore. Jobs are coming in every single day. Big jobs are coming in. We also did some expensive marketing. We've been doing it for a while, and it's finally paying off now, like SEO. I don't know if you're familiar with search engine optimization, but we use it on our other businesses, and it definitely works. So that's finally catching up now. We're ranking good. And then it's been like the floodgate has opened since then.
Yeah.
But now the jobs are just pouring in, and then we're getting the line striping website going, the seal coating website going. We're going to be buying seal coating equipment soon. We're just going to raise the money for it. And I think it's going to be expensive. I think we're going to be dropping like 40 grand. I think. Because I got a quote for a tank, a 750 gallon tank on a trailer. Plus, we're going to be probably buying like a little Wonder air blower, the leaf blower, like a commercial, maybe like a 13 or an 18 horsepower. And then we're going to be buying maybe seal coating stuff. I don't know. The crack filling. Sorry, I don't know.
So there's a guy on YouTube. He does a lot of financial stuff. You may have heard this, but basically he was saying that so with money, the only purpose to have money is to be spent. So like he was just talking about basically like the guy that goes out and just like starts early and starts advertising money, like spending money in the community and like just getting his name out there and spending money. He's gonna be in it for the long haul. Like he's gonna beat you out if you just come in and just be tight with your money or whatever. So like I want to hold on to my money more, but like I was like listening to him, I was like, it makes sense. So it's like, why have money if you're not going to spend it? Like you need to spend the money.
Also, with what's going on in our country, I'm sure there's gonna be some issues with banks coming up soon, and then maybe CBDCs, digital currency.
If you're gonna spend your cash, spend it on gold. No.
Yeah, go buy some gold and silver.
Gold and silver.
But so anyways, good things are happening. We're working hard. We're in it to win it. We're basically just going hardcore, and we're also starting up some businesses in Knoxville, and it's not to hurt anybody with competition purposes. It's not like that. It's just that his family all lives near Knoxville, and his parents have a really pretty house in Dandridge, and we want to buy a house on the water there and probably still live here in Florida, but just kind of go between the states, and then just do a little bit of Alabama, Georgia. But our goal is really just to have a house.
Like during holidays we can go up there and stuff.
Yeah. So we figured, well, we'll do some jobs there and do some here, and then next year we'll figure out whether we're gonna grow the rental company or just sell it or just make it summertime only, because we really don't want to be seal coating and striping in July in Florida or Tennessee. We don't even want to do it in Tennessee.
Too hot in the summer.
No, we'd rather just be spring, fall. I know that you can't really seal coat in the winter in Tennessee, but
Ashley's Canadian, so it'd be more like go to Canada in the July.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a Vickers pressure wash or seal coating in Canada.
That'd be funny. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're stuck in the South here. We're good.
We like the South.
Canada's got a lot of bad stuff happening right now, and I don't want to be there. You can't even leave the country right now if you're not vaccinated.
Yeah.
I think, as it sounds. So anyways, this video is a hodgepodge of stuff, but basically, as soon as we did some serious prayer, I also would encourage y'all to tithe.
Yeah.
10% back to the Lord, whichever way that is, whether it's your church or
giving back,
reading the Bible. We're gonna be coming into some tough times. I really, really think that, but I think good things are happening. But I would definitely encourage you to plug into the Lord.
Yeah. Well, the one lady said, like, if you're plugged in with the Lord, good things will come. But if not, basically, like,
yeah,
God will take care of His people if you're seeking Him.
Yeah, like you can actually say this, like, the economy is not God's economy. The economy here is not my economy. Like I've got the Lord on my side. I have a kingdom economy. Like, just because something's happening in the world doesn't mean it's gonna affect me 100%. And there might be tough times and things that happen, but I feel like God takes care of His people, and it's gonna be just fine. And
then, since we're talking all holy here,
like I said, we ain't perfect.
No, we're not. Definitely far from perfect. But so I've been listening to a book. It's Deliverance or whatever. I'd have to look up the exact name.
You want to see your phone?
Yeah.
It's on Audible, which we love Audible.
It's a really, really cool book.
I was kind of surprised he bought it.
So basically, deliverance from demons.
People are gonna be like, y'all just lost me.
Zacharias Fomum, I don't know. But basically, there it is. So, like, I would highly encourage to listen to it. So basically, it just talks about how it's either of God or of the devil.
There's no gray.
There's no gray area in between or whatever. And so, like, even just listen. If you don't want to, like, listen to the book or you're thinking, oh, this is silly, just listen to the introduction. That like got me, and I was like, oh, sweet. I'm like, listen to this book. We've
learned a lot.
Yeah.
And listening to it, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so true.
Like, there's things in there, it's clearly like, oh, I got to work on for sure. Like, it's stuff that I do that.
Not saying we got demons, we're just saying.
But anyways,
okay.
I have, like, just put it out there, I got, like, stomach issues. So anytime I get, like, anxious, get busy, or doing something like
tired.
I get tired, like, my stomach just starts, like, hurting like crazy. And, like, so I was like, okay, cool, let's put the book into effect. So I was just basically like, I was at a huge job yesterday doing some measurements. And, like, as soon as I stepped out of my truck, I was totally fine. As soon as I stepped out of my truck, my stomach just started, like, hurting like crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, got the IBS thing going on here.
Which we don't know if that's what it is.
Yeah. But basically, that's what I've always thought. So I was just immediately like, I rebuke that right now in Jesus' name. Demon, I ain't got time for you. You better go on somewhere. Like, you ain't got no time coming up in my business and my work.
We got work to do.
Yeah, we got work to do today. I ain't got time for this. Literally, before I was even done, like, saying all that, like, it just instantly just bam, just went away. And this is something Ashley tell you, like, when it hits me, it's like,
it's so annoying.
It's done. It's like game over. I need to.
Yeah, it's annoying.
So I know it's like a little TMI.
It is TMI.
But
he's also, like I said, since we've noticed, like, patterns of being sick and things that have tried to stop us from pressure washing. I feel like God really has something for us with this, and that He wants to take it to other things as well. And so I feel like the enemy wants to stop us from doing it. And we've noticed, even after I did that prayer like a month ago, a couple weeks ago, I don't know what it was, all of a sudden it was like work just came pouring in.
You have work coming in, but then you had, like,
the kids
attacking still going on with the kids, and we've just been, like, praying it off.
Like, so weird things, like my stomach hurts and it makes no sense, or I have a headache and it's like a crippling headache with the kid.
One thing we're trying to do now is, like, make it more of like, don't be like, oh, I'm sorry for your headache, this and that. It's like, just go ahead and start praying. Just pray it off. Like,
yeah, break it off. My dad even told me, like, you just break that off. That's demonic. And There is no gray. It's black or white. It's either from God or it's from the enemy. And we break it and it goes.
And that's another thing too. In the book today, it was talking about, because I was listening to it today while I was washing, and it was talking about how like you got distractions, and you got the devil trying to distract you and stuff, and it's like even goes into like, I know it's going to hit the tough spot for some people, but distractions as far as like, of course you got your drinking and alcohol and drugs and stuff, but even like football and sports games, sporting events, stuff like that, distractions to try to get you like sidetracked, because a lot of people that get into sporting events, they not only do they do that, they're going
She
to
can go with you if you want.
Sorry, our neighbor's stopping by.
You're good. She can go with you. Are you going to, do you have Taylor? Oh, okay.
Audrey,
You can get on the way back.
Audrey, get back over here.
Audrey, she'll get you on the way back. Unless you're busy for the night. Okay, Audrey, just let her go. Okay, we'll see you on the way back. Okay, bye.
Sorry, our neighbor stopped by, and of course Audrey had to stop her.
Audrey had to like nearly run on the road.
She literally was like but anyways, so basically even like sporting event stuff and all that, because a lot of people when they start watching sporting events, not everybody, but there's a lot of times alcohol and stuff involved. Not saying that it's like bad all the time, but like there's a lot of good things where people get together and hang out with family and friends and watch sporting events, and it's all innocent, but just throwing it out there, like,
What are you saying?
that basically like things that I don't even think about potentially could be an issue, a distraction, to just like the devil trying to distract you from God.
A hindrance.
Yeah. So I like never really even thought like, oh yeah, sporting events could be. Sorry, our kids are like,
They love attention.
they're on it.
And anytime we do a video.
This is a very long video, so I'm surprised they've even lasted this long.
Well, yeah, I mean, we homeschool our kids, and I have a different channel that just kind of talks about different curriculums and stuff. And anytime I do videos there, they always try to get involved.
So we have to label this one "Pressure Washing in God."
Yeah, because forget talking about the iMeg tips. That was the whole point in this video. I guess we're just going to be calling this something
watch
different.
Just the first couple minutes of it, but if you lasted this long, like and subscribe. No.
Give us some comments, guys. Tell us what you want to see. Do you want us to talk about our trailer build? Or are you wanting us to talk about chemicals?
And another thing, if you have issues, let me know. I've built this whole thing myself, so I'm pretty.
And we don't know everything, but we know a lot.
I've had 12 plus years of experience with plumbing, I guess.
Yeah, but as far as pressure washing, we know a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel confident that I won't do this, I won't do that. I know what product I'm going to use. I feel like we're pretty good with chemicals. We still learn a lot, and there's a lot of Facebook groups that are super helpful if you are in a position where you just don't know what to do. But like if this is for pressure washers watching, if you aren't familiar with products and soft washing, like you definitely need to get educated. So don't go out there and start washing stuff if you don't know what you're doing, because you could actually cause some serious troubles that could cost you a lot of money if the homeowner sues you. I would encourage you to take a course if you really have no idea what most of the stuff was that we talked about.
Yeah.
If you don't know, do some YouTube University or take a soft wash class.
There's so much information on
You
YouTube.
got Southeast Soft Wash does classes, Gerald Vess.
Yeah.
Who else?
And you'll hear that some people will knock on some of these people or whatever, about oh, they don't do this and that. I mean, just watching some of the videos, they're still going to gain some knowledge on things. It's not like nobody's perfect in the pressure washing world. They don't make just like humans, you don't have a perfect pressure washer.
And everyone's gonna have an opinion.
Yeah. Definitely get a lot of those on Facebook groups.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people who they would address the problem 20 different ways.
Yeah, so you got to kind of choose what's going to be best for you. But I think it's probably pretty good. It's a pretty long video that we did for iMeg tips. We call it iMeg and God. iMeg and God.
Well, maybe somebody else has been going through the same thing, but we're in it to win it.
If you're feeling down or job slowing down or anything like that,
pray.
I had a young guy the other day. He's just like, how do you if he's watching this, he'll know who I'm talking about, but basically it's just like, how do you incorporate God into your daily life when you're busy working? Do you stress out about, oh, I'm not gonna have another job coming in and this and that? And I'm just like, nope. I just give it to God. God, you take control, you'll bring the jobs in. I'm gonna keep working, I'm gonna keep grinding, I'm gonna keep advertising, keep doing my thing, and you just keep doing your thing and keep tithing and just keep sending in jobs.
Yeah, and there's been times over the 10 plus years that we've been in business that we have not tithed.
I think it's tough.
Anytime we don't tithe, everything is harder and things feel like you're working for nothing. You feel like a hamster with spinning wheel. Like, that's literally truthful. Anytime we tithe, we see like an immediate something happen.
And
10% back to God.
Oh, another thing, when he was saying, how do you incorporate God, this and that, and I was just like today, just like, if you have headphones, throw them in and start listening to some Audible books.
Yeah, listen to some worship music.
Listen to the Bible, whatever works for you. Like,
there's this one YouTube channel called Jesus Image, and I like it. I like it. I like the music they play.
Yeah.
I can listen to that when I'm working, or if I'm cleaning or cooking, or...
I have to listen to it, I don't know.
Today I prayed in the kitchen. I was doing dishes, and Noah was doing a big beach house, and he didn't need me there. And so I just started praying.
Ashley's praying at there, and I'm listening to my deliverance from the demons.
People don't think we're kooky, please, okay? Like, we're not. We know that there's a God and angels, and we know that there is a devil and demons. We're not crazy people. I've traveled on mission trips since I was 15. I've seen some things.
It's kind of getting too deep in a super long video, but I used to be the kid that, like, people look at and was like, he needs some Jesus, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Boy that I would have never considered dating if I had met him when he was not following.
And then I had a mentor, and he asked me, how are you gonna learn how to love yourself whenever you haven't really
love a girl, a woman?
How are you gonna learn how to love someone else when you haven't allowed God to truly love you like he wants to love you or whatever, show you what true love actually is? And I was like, it's pretty good. But basically, there's more to that whole thing. I don't want to take that whole video up, but like,
he used to like just he was you partied, but you weren't happy.
No, I was always too caught up in drinking and drugs to care about anything. It was just basically all I cared about, but it was like I didn't have any care for anything. So it was like,
and what you did to change that?
Basically, just like shut myself off and lost all my friends, and
went to
I didn't
church.
say lose my friends. This is like,
you walked away.
We just stopped hanging out. I stopped doing all that stuff, and it was literally like overnight. It was just like, bam. So I had a friend that was like sharing something on Facebook, and it was like, I guess I'm going into it a little bit here, but
might as well.
It's kind of a good story. So basically, I had a friend, and on Facebook, there's like, I was going to share this Christian thing to you or whatever, but I didn't know if you were a Christian or not. And I've been saved when I was younger, and then I like strayed away doing the partying and the drugs thing and all this and that. So like, as soon as they said that, it literally like hit me in the stomach, like almost like God just like boom. I was like, my stomach was just all tore up and like hurting, and like I was just like, oh man, something's got to change. Like, it's sad that the fact that God sent his son to die on the cross and the pain that he went through for my sin, and this is the way that I'm living, and not showing him any glory or anything like that. So like immediately overnight, I just stopped drugs, stopped drinking, stopped everything.
Stopped hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, stopped hanging out with the partying group. And like, the cool thing is like people, because I'm still friends with people on Facebook, so over time people would see my change or whatever, and they'd be like messaging me like, hey, you know, like, I see that you've changed. Like, basically, I'd like to try to get some of that. Whether they did or didn't, it's still planting seeds. But
you went to a spirit-filled church. You got a
cool
mentor, a nice older man who was like a really good man.
Yeah, it was really nice.
And then my sister-in-law put me on some random dating website, and I was like, no, I don't even want a boyfriend. I'm good. And then I saw him.
Lonely.
I had
selfie in the mirror.
No profile picture, no information on my account.
Hey, she hates on my selfie in the mirror, but I still say that's the best picture ever of me today because it got me her. So I'm all happy for it.
Yeah, so we ended up talking on there, and then I let him be my Facebook friend. And this was how long after you changed your life?
I don't even know.
It was 6 months, a year and a half?
I don't even know.
Maybe a year. I don't know.
6 months, a year. I don't know.
So when he turned his life around, then we met, and we got married right away, pregnant right away, opened businesses right away.
I was like, is that really you? Dang, I'm gonna hit the jackpot. Got lucky. God sent me a good thing? He sent me a great thing.
Yep. So we are, anyways, they're probably like, what kind of video is this?
Is this pressure washing? Is this like...
This ain't even about pressure
now
washing.
we're going to... Now, okay, we was talking about pressure washing. God, now the love romance. Nah, I'm joking.
I think we're just going to change this to like life events and God. I don't even know.
Yeah.
A little bit of trailer build.
Maybe we should keep the other video up because it's definitely a lot more information than this video as far as pressure washing.
But we'll make 2 videos.
But
all right, well, we'll see you guys later.
like and subscribe if you want more.
Well, that sounds so cheesy, like and subscribe.
I'm just saying that because everybody does. I'm just joking.
Yeah, it just put some comments if you wanna see something like I don't know, if you have questions about what we do for marketing or how Noah set something up, or if you have a question, just ask Noah.
Yeah, I'll try to help you out if I can, for sure. I've had a lot of troubleshooting going on, and we worked our way up from the little DeWalt pull pressure washer to this now.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
We've figured some stuff out, but we did start with a little $800,000 pressure washer from Home Depot.
800 or 1,000, not 800,000.
No, yeah, that's sorry, yeah. Okay. See you guys later. Bye.